Hello there, welcome to Football Everyday. I am your host, and in the studio with me are the usual Football Everyday suspects, Daryl, Go, Ian Yi. We're here, of course, to talk to you about Euro 2012. Now, the first matchup of the quarterfinals kicked off last evening, or rather earlier this morning, and what a match it was. Daryl, a deserved win for the Portuguese over the Czechs there.
I mean, looking at the group stages, right, when Portugal have definitely gone from strength to strength. We had our doubts over Portugal, even making
major
getting out of the group. But this time around, Ronaldo basically, showed that for 2 games in a row, basically he's the man. And with a header, when's the last time Ronaldo scored a header?
He scores headers all the time.
No, man, it's a rare one.
No, for a United fan, I would say that.
Well, I tell you what, Ian, cometh the hour, cometh the man. The man Ronaldo, he came good when it mattered, and this bodes well for the Portuguese.
Yeah, I think that's the only question mark over Ronaldo, right? Whether he can deliver consistently for Portugal.
Yeah, we've had this chat so many times, right?
Yeah, exactly. On club level, he's amazing, untouchable almost when it comes to scoring goals out of nowhere. But it's always been a question mark at international level, and he's delivering. I think one of the good things about that game yesterday was actually the injury to Helga Postiga. I think that was a blessing in disguise, because when they brought on Hugo Almeida, the big guy up front, suddenly the whole game changes,
It's funny, the commentator actually mentioned that Almeida was a better player than Postiga, which is funny.
How often do you see that being said? But with the 2 white men, with 2 great wingers like that, Nani and Ronaldo, you've got to play a big guy up front, right?
Okay.
It only makes sense.
But let me ask you guys, but what happened to the Czechs? They basically came in with a game plan to stifle, and they had almost 12
Well, like you
minutes.
were saying earlier, it just occurred to me, like what you said, they were playing for penalties, from like the kickoff.
Was it that cynical? A move to basically just play for penalties, or they couldn't up Portugal?
Well, ultimately, right, Daryl, the Czechs paid for the ultra-defensive tactics, and was it really a clever game plan to execute against the Portuguese, who we know really love going forward?
You say with Portugal, right, if you stifle them, you basically could unsettle their temperaments, their egos, and basically you could get something going there, and maybe the Czechs were looking at that. But I wouldn't say the Czechs were so inferior in the fact that it was a very negative game plan for this game.
Yeah, it surprised me, Ian. So did you think the Czechs would set out to be quite that defensive? This is the first example of parking the bus we've seen at the Euros this year.
Yeah, I think that was their only choice. To be honest, with Rosicky out, what else could they have done? The only player they could look to was Barros, and he wasn't really doing the job either. There didn't seem any chance of him scoring.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Daryl, what now for this Czech team? Obviously, it's the end of the era for some of those players, right?
Yeah, definitely. Barros is definitely out there. Peter Cech, I guess, I would say, did he even have a good tournament here? He in spurts, I guess, Peter Cech. But you're gonna look at this whole Czech team, and it's going to be a big overall. But I like that Theodore Gebrselassie.
Yeah,
he's the man for me.
Yeah,
He's the man.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Wow.
fantastic player.
He's been one
Great
shining
energy.
light in this Czech team.
Liverpool should sign him soon.
Liverpool should sign him soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a right back, right?
Yes.
It's a right back. Well, lads, now anything seems to be possible for the Portuguese. They are now fully qualified for the semi-finals, the first team in there. Now, Daryl, mate, can the Portuguese go all the way? I know you're a big fan of the Portuguese.
It'd be quite hilarious if they basically met Greece in the semi-finals again. They wouldn't want to meet Greece, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to meet Greece. But what about you, Ian? Would you like the looks of this Portuguese team? Like Daryl said earlier, over the tournament, they've slowly begun to pick up some form. They look dangerous.
Yeah, I think the whole team as a whole is starting to take shape now. The defense is looking very solid. Bruno Alves has been fantastic. Pepe has been cutting out all those little mistakes that we know him for. And in midfield, João Moutinho has been fantastic, brilliant. So I think I read an article recently. They were saying that it's the end of the era for the Portuguese with that one midfield playmaker. Yeah. But Moutinho has stepped up, and he's been playing that role perfectly.
Okay. Well, Daryl, if the Portuguese do get through, they have to be fancied. With the kind of form that Ronaldo seems to be picking up. And what are your feelings about them? Can they go all the way?
Look at the stats here. This is a purely attack-minded team. 20 shots against the Czech Republic, and the Czech Republic only had 2 shots.
On goal. Yeah.
Could you imagine that? This is an exciting team. Which everybody from the kids to the neutrals. I'm not a big Portugal fan, but I would say
the reason why I asked you guys this question, because even now, as they progress, a lot of people don't seem to fancy Portugal for some unknown reason. I guess people still think that this team has the ability to fail when it matters. Do you still feel that?
Jokers.
Yeah. They look good. They've got all the great players, but somehow they don't. They lack that thing that will make them win.
But I
ultimately,
think in a tournament like this, the defensive solidity that they're getting right now is going to stand them in good stead, because the next team they're most likely going to play is Spain. You know, you got to defend well, and then with Nani and Ronaldo breaking, on the counter attack, that could be the perfect, recipe for success.
So you'd put money on Portugal, would you?
Yeah, I have a funny feeling they could actually sneak past Spain in the semi-finals.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you
Spain
what.
makes the semi-finals.
Yeah, if Spain makes it, of course. Yeah.
Good Portuguese banter there, boys. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little break at the moment. When we come back, we're going to be previewing this evening's game, and I'll tell you what, it's a tasty one, so keep it locked right here on Football Every Day. Hello there and welcome back to Football Everyday, coming to you from our studios here at the Menara Star. Right, tonight's second quarter-final, well, it is a tasty one. As I mentioned earlier, it's between Greece and Germany. Now, lads, this is a tasty matchup with some real political spice added to the mix as well. Daryl, mate, I'm not the economist. You might be able to clue me up. So what's all this about Germany, its sanctions, and will it have a bearing on tonight's game?
Well, I mean, let's say the Greeks on the street basically do not like the Germans because their economy is basically in the hands of the German, policies and all that. I'm not big on economics, but this football game is basically going to be like, it could be a payback for all the frustrations that the Greek, nation has against the Germans.
Oh, mate, this is the kind of thing that we love football matches to be set against. You talk about backdrop, Ian.
Yeah.
This is a nice one.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you want some singing. Rude but polite. Acceptable. You want that charged atmosphere,
banter, right?
That's the kind of thing that makes football matches.
Yeah, I guess so. But we've seen in this tournament that it can get out of hand very easily. I think with the flares being thrown on the pitch, the bananas and all that, those chants.
Yeah. We don't want to see any of that, of course. Yeah.
But I'm sure things will be fine. But I think another interesting thing I've heard about is how the Greeks have this pressure not to stay too long in the tournament as well, because all the cost that goes into paying for their hotels and the kit man, the staff and all that. So the earlier they go back, for a lot of people, the better. So
on the flip side of that, if you were part of the traveling party of the Greeks, as players, you'd want to stay on this extended holiday. So it could work both ways.
Yeah.
Okay, Daryl, the Germans, stone cold favourites, of course, for this one, with what looks on paper the pick of the draws and the quarters. Now, would you agree with that? A lot of people say Germany got the easiest of the quarterfinal.
Well, but they've been looking classy, man. They're classy, they're solid. They got players with flair. Mario Gomez basically has been on fire at the beginning of the tournament, and basically people are coming in right now with more contributions. And I would say the Germans, goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer there. The Greeks, without Karagunis, I don't know, is it a one-man show for the Greeks? I think so. He won't be playing in this game.
Yeah,
suspended.
The Greek captains, of course, suspended. But I tell you what, you mentioned Mario Gomez, right, Daryl? That's very interesting. You brought him up because he seems to be having a great tournament. But prior to this tournament, he's the sort of player a lot of people will be putting in the Peter Crouch mold. Basically what I'm saying, not a lot of people were expecting too much from Gomez. Thought he's a bit of a lumbering sort of player, but he's come good at the right time.
It's definitely one of the young players for the German team here. And but let's not forget about the other Mesut Ozil and all that. He's playing fantastically. Fantastic stuff.
Okay.
Flair.
Yeah, Flair. Flair.
That's why he's Turkish, actually.
Yeah, Flair and Germany. This is the new Germany we're talking about.
That's right.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ian, right, Germany coach Joachim Low, he has never faced Greece before, but he'll not be underestimating them, of course. Now, he calls them the masters of efficiency. That's quite a compliment coming from a German, right?
Yeah, coming from the original masters of efficiency.
Yeah, but would you say that was fair comment there?
No, I don't see the Greeks as particularly efficient. I think
he's saying that they've made 5 chances, scored 3 goals, and they're in the quarterfinal.
Well, in that sense, I guess you can justify it that way. But I don't know. I really don't like this Greek team. I really don't fancy them at all. I mean, not only do they play terrible football, it's boring. It's it kind of depends a lot on luck. Getting the ball in the right place at the right time.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
There's a saying in football. They say you make your own luck. Would you agree with that, Daryl? I mean, yes, the Greeks are not everybody's cup of tea, but one thing these guys got in spades that maybe the other teams have lacked is like the sense of unity and together. I mean, they're well organized here, right?
Yeah. You gotta hand it to, in that sense, that's true as well. I think the guts that they show, trying to work together as a unit to achieve that result. Yeah, I guess a lot of people would say that. Yeah, the final result is all that matters,
it's
right?
a very low-scoring team, also Greece. I mean, they only got 3 goals. I mean, in their group stages. You're not going to
Gotta hand it
expect.
to them.
You're not going to expect anything from them in terms of attack.
Okay. Nobody fancies the Greeks this much. We're
And
getting
they
from
definitely-
the chair. But I'll tell you what, Daryl,
Yeah.
can they pull off an upset of Hindenburg proportions? I mean, they've done it before. This team came into the Euros unbeaten in their group phase.
I mean, they're playing this game in Poland, right? So basically, that's already half the home support will be for the Germans, because I mean, half the German team is Polish, I guess, half Polish or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding there.
Dolski,
Yeah, but I mean, on all seriousness, the Greeks know how to basically pull off an upset,
Yeah.
and the Germans better just take note of this sort of giant killing feats that they have.
Yeah.
But Ian, this is a team that's unbeaten in qualifiers. I mean, they've come in. They rarely concede goals. And it's funny because Joachim Low, he has called for a killer instinct against the Greeks, while the Greeks and their supporters, they're rallying themselves to kick the Germans out of Euros. So it's all very physical, and there's going to be some battle tonight. I think it's a physical one. Can the Germans stand up to the Greeks when it gets ugly?
I think they can. We talk about being clinical. You got players like Podolski.
Yeah.
You got players like Thomas Müller, Mario Gomez.
Yeah.
These are the people that you fancy in front of goal, giving
Schweinsteiger.
the one chance. Schweinsteiger has been playing a lot of killer balls in the final third. So I think if there's and Ozil as well, he can provide that killer pass. So if there's a team who knows how to deal with another efficient team, it would be the Germans, right? To know to play like for like, and especially now the Germans have that added edge with these creative players as well as these clinical goal scorers. I don't see Greece winning this.
Okay.
At all.
I mean, they must have watched. I mean, Joachim Low must have asked them to watch the whole video of. I mean,
He's never faced them before
yeah.
in proper competition, but I'm sure everyone knows what the Greeks bring to the table, right? Surely, Daryl.
1 goal and a whole lot of buses.
But like what I asked Ian, if it's a physical battle that the Greeks want to manufacture, can the Germans stand up to it? I mean, they can dish it out too, right?
But then, I mean, this Joachim Low side has never played the Greek side before.
Yeah.
I mean, under Joachim Low. So I guess it's a quarter-final. It's a one-off game. Anything will happen, and I just wouldn't write off the Greeks.
Okay,
That's
so
all I
if
can
you were a
say.
betting man, would you have a flutter on the Greeks?
Not really, but I mean,
All right,
Yeah.
hilarious stuff. Well, boys, we're going to take the conversation a bit further along. Just want to get your thoughts on the tasty matchup happening on Saturday night. It's between Spain and France. Just quickly, boys, what are your thoughts on that? I know, Ian, mate, you got your Spain t-shirt on there. Surely they're your pick, right?
Yeah, I think they'll just about go through. The French team, I've been very impressed. Apart from the Sweden game, I've been very, very impressed. But I think Spain will have just too much.
Okay, what about you, Daryl? You're charmed by the whole tiki-taka style, are you?
I mean, it's still the Spanish way for me. It's going to be the French would provide some resistance, but not enough quality to basically go past the Spanish on this one.
Okay. And of course, Sunday night is the big one as far as I'm concerned, and Daryl also, even though he's got a Scotland shirt on. It's between England and Italy. Now, guys, England and Italy, they seem pretty evenly matched at this current point in time. Both teams haven't really covered themselves in glory of late, but seem to be picking up form. Interesting matchup, right?
I mean, for England, I mean, looking at it, the defense is just fantastic. So I mean, it basically is going to be a new version of Italy playing against Italy.
Yeah.
But Ian, it's been really refreshing not to hear all the kind of hype and the wag stuff coming out of England camp. It's been very quiet, very calm this time around, and it's helped them, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think the level of expectations on England has always been way too high. So this is definitely a step in the right direction for them, for the media.
Yeah, we've had people in England telling us that it's been glorious not hearing anything coming out of John Terry's mouth. I'm surprised he's not keeping a column you know, a Euro diary or something. But the calmness that your man Roy Hodgson, Daryl, I know you're a big fan there, except for his Liverpool reign, of course. Now he's been instilling a sense of calm and unity in that team. It's helped England, right?
It's been fantastic. No expectations. Just keep your head down, boys. Just get the job done.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Can I ask you for a prediction, mate?
Definitely England to go through against Italy.
England to go through. Well, you heard it. That we're gonna have more in-depth analysis of all the other quarterfinals. But for tonight, it's Greece versus Germany. I'll tell you what, my heart's on the Greeks, but my head tells me Germany. Anyway, it's gonna be some matchup. See you tomorrow for analysis of that one. Until then, enjoy your football.